You won't see it in the mirror. You won't feel it right away. But if you're over 60, your muscles might be slipping away quietly, and it's not just about strength, it's about survival. Let's be real for a second. Muscle loss doesn't show up with a big flashing sign. It sneaks in. First, it's that annoying jar of pickles you suddenly can't open. Then, it's the stairs. Just one flight, and you're winded like you ran a marathon. And maybe one day, you catch yourself hesitating before stepping into the shower, because your balance isn't what it used to be, and that tile floor looks a little too risky. This isn't just getting older. This is sarcopenia in action, and it's not just about looking a little less toned. It's about your entire system shifting into slow gear. When your muscles start fading, your metabolism tanks right along with them. That means your body burns fewer calories even when you're doing absolutely nothing. So, staying lean becomes a lot harder. But here's the part that hits hard. Muscle loss doesn't stop at being inconvenient. It becomes dangerous. Studies show older adults with sarcopenia are twice as likely to struggle with walking or climbing stairs. And falls? They become more than just scary. They become life-altering. Fractures, hospital visits, long recoveries. Sometimes people never fully bounce back. Let's try something right now. Seriously, stand up from your chair without using your hands. If that felt tough or awkward, that's your body quietly telling you. Muscle loss is already knocking, and the longer you ignore it, the louder it gets. For the longest time, most of us just chalked muscle loss up to aging, like wrinkles or gray hair, something you can't fight, just learn to live with. But that turns out to be dead wrong. Yes, aging plays a role, but the real reason so many people lose muscle has less to do with birthdays, and more to do with what's on their plate. Or rather, what's not. The truth? A staggering number of older adults, nearly 1 in 3, aren't getting enough protein. Not because they're lazy or unaware, but because eating becomes more complicated with age. Maybe food doesn't taste the same anymore. Maybe chewing a chore. Maybe the grocery bill's getting harder to manage. It adds up. And meanwhile, the body's quietly starving for what it needs most. What most people don't realize is that your protein needs actually go up as you age. That's right, while your appetite might shrink, your body's demand for protein goes in the opposite direction. Because here's the curveball. After 60, your muscles stop responding to protein the way they used to. The usual amount just doesn't cut it anymore. That means you don't just need more protein, you need better protein. The kind your body can actually absorb and use to fight off that muscle fade. And you need it at the right times of day, when your body's most ready to put it to work. There's one specific food group that checks all those boxes. It's simple, powerful, and most people are totally overlooking it. But before we dig into that, it's worth asking, if your diet hasn't changed much over the years, is it still working for the body you have now? So if your diet hasn't changed much over the years, it's time to ask, is it still working for the body you have now? Because when it comes to protein, the old rules just don't cut it anymore. Most people don't realize this, but the protein recommendations floating around out there, yeah, they were never really made with seniors in mind. They're stuck in the past, and your muscles are the ones paying the price. New research makes it clear. Older adults need more protein, a lot more. We're talking 1.2 to 1.5 grams per kilogram of body weight, not the modest numbers you might have heard back in your 30s. Let's put that into real-life numbers. Say you weigh 150 pounds. That's about 68 kilograms. Multiply that by 1.2, and you land somewhere around 82 grams of protein a day. That's the bare minimum. And no, sadly, a slice of toast with peanut butter isn't going to get you there. To reach that number, you'd need more than 3 servings of chicken breasts spread throughout the day. And let's be honest, unless you're running a backyard grill 7 days a week, that takes some planning. But even if you hit that target, there's another twist. Timing and quality matter just as much as quantity. You need the kind of protein your body can actually use. That means fast-digesting proteins, especially ones rich in leucine. Leucine is like the spark plug for muscle growth. It's the signal your body listens to when deciding whether to build or break down. So let's make it actionable. Grab a pen or pull out your phone, take your weight in pounds, divide it by 2.2, and multiply by 1.2. That number? That's your new daily goal. Your muscles are counting on you to hit it. So now that you know how much protein your body actually needs and why timing matters, there's one last piece to this puzzle that changes everything. After diving deep into the research and looking at real-life examples of seniors who stay strong well into their 80s and 90s, one food category stands out above the rest. The difference maker? High-quality, leucine-rich protein sources combined with creatine-containing foods. That combo isn't just good, it's game-changing. The studies are clear. When you pair quality protein with natural creatine, your muscles don't just stop wasting away. They start rebuilding. Creatine, which shows up naturally in red meat and fatty fish, fuels your muscles at the cellular level. It gives them the energy they need to grow stronger, not weaker. And in older adults, creatine isn't just helpful. It's been shown to boost muscle mass, increase strength, and improve overall physical performance. Even better, this isn't just about popping a supplement. You can get this powerful combo from real food. And in a large study of over 700 seniors, those who got enough creatine saw significantly more muscle growth and strength than those who didn't. This is about reversing muscle loss, not just slowing it down. So let's talk food, because this is where it gets practical. The seniors who age like superheroes aren't eating anything magical or overpriced. They're eating accessible, everyday foods that are packed with the nutrients their muscles crave. Wild-caught salmon is a top-tier option. One serving gives you 25 grams of premium protein, plus a healthy dose of omega-3s, which fight inflammation and actually amplify the effects of resistance training. Think of omega-3s like rocket fuel for your workouts. Another powerhouse? Greek yogurt. It's got the best of both worlds, whey and casein protein. The whey delivers a fast shot of leucine to kickstart muscle repair, while the casein sticks around, feeding your muscles slowly over hours. That's the dream team for anyone trying to rebuild strength and protect muscle overnight. And don't overlook lean red meat and fatty fish like mackerel and sardines. These are your primary food sources of natural creatine. And research shows that seniors who regularly eat these foods have higher muscle creatine levels, which translates to better strength, more power, and improved mobility. So, what's the move? Simple. Pick one power food and start today. If it's salmon, shoot for 2 servings a week. If it's Greek yogurt, make it part of your daily breakfast routine. Toss in some berries, maybe a handful of nuts, and you're off to a strong start. Now, even if you've nailed your protein intake and you're eating all the right foods, there's something else that matters just as much: timing. This is one of the most overlooked parts of muscle health, but it makes a massive difference. The science says that spreading protein out over the day leads to better muscle maintenance than cramming it all into one big meal. So what's the sweet spot? You want to aim for 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein every 3 to 4 hours. Think of it like fuel for your muscles. They need a steady stream, not a flood all at once. Here's what that might look like in a day. Start with Greek yogurt and berries. You're getting around 20 grams of protein right out the gate. A couple hours later, grab a snack like cottage cheese. That's another 15 grams. At lunch, go big with salmon and quinoa. 30 grams easy. Need an afternoon boost? Try a hard-boiled egg with almonds. 15 grams. For dinner, think lean beef with some roasted veggies. That's about 35 grams. And before bed, cottage cheese again. A nice 15 grams of slow-digesting protein to keep your muscles rebuilding all night. And yes, that final snack before sleep matters. Casein protein before bed has been shown to overnight muscle protein synthesis. Basically, you're letting your body do the heavy lifting while enhance you snooze. But, and this is important, even if you're doing all this right, there are 3 mistakes that quietly sabotage most people's efforts. And chances are, you might be making at least one of them without even realizing it. Even if you're loading up on salmon and spooning Greek yogurt like a champ, there are 3 sneaky habits that can quietly undo all your hard work. And sadly, these are mistakes most people don't even realize they're making. The first big trap? Chronic inflammation from processed foods. You might be getting your protein, but if your meals are packed with ultra-processed junk, sugary snacks, or trans fats, your body is basically fighting itself. That low-grade silent inflammation doesn't just mess with your joints, it actually blocks your muscles from responding to protein. Imagine doing everything right nutritionally, only for inflammation to put up a no entry sign to your gains. I see this all the time. Someone trying to eat healthy but relying on protein bars filled with artificial garbage, or lunch meats loaded with preservatives. The science says inflammation can slash your muscle protein synthesis by up to 30%. That's like throwing a third of your effort in the trash. Next up, skipping the strength work. This one's huge. So many people think eating more protein is the whole solution. But nutrition is only half the story. The other half is telling your body what to do with it. And that signal comes from resistance training. No, this doesn't mean you need to bench press your refrigerator. It means doing what you can. Body weight squats, resistance bands, light dumbbells. Just 2 to 3 times a week is enough to wake your muscles up and remind them, hey, we're still in business. The last mistake? Inconsistent protein intake. Your muscles are kind of like houseplants. They don't like being starved one day and flooded the next. You can't eat 100 grams of protein on Monday and 30 on Tuesday and expect results. The body needs a steady, reliable stream of amino acids to keep muscle protein synthesis humming along. In fact, the research shows that sporadic high-protein days aren't nearly as effective as a consistent, balanced intake every day. Your body thrives on rhythm, not protein chaos. So here's what you can do right now. Audit your diet. Take an honest look at what's on your plate. Cut out one ultra-processed food this week. Just one. Then, commit to 2 resistance training sessions. Keep it simple and doable. And finally, track your protein for the next 3 days. See if you're hitting that daily target or riding the protein roller coaster. Your muscles aren't asking for perfection. They're asking for consistency, nourishment, and a reason to stay strong. If you've made it this far, here's the good news. You're not powerless. In fact, there's a complete research-backed protocol that brings all of this together. And it actually works. This isn't theory. It's built on what the science shows actually reverses muscle loss in older adults. Let's start at the foundation. Daily protein targets. This is the backbone of your muscle preservation plan. You want to aim for 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight every single day. But don't save it all for dinner. Break it up. 25 to 30 grams every 3 to 4 hours is the sweet spot. And focus on leucine-rich foods like eggs, dairy, fish, and lean meats. These are the ones that really speak your muscles' language. Next comes the creatine component, the unsung hero of muscle health. You want to get creatine-rich foods into your meals 4 to 5 times a week. Think red meat, salmon, sardines, or other fatty fish. Can't hit those numbers through food alone? The research gives a big green light to creatine supplements, 3 to 5 grams daily, and yes, it's safe and effective for older adults. But muscles don't thrive in a hostile environment. That's where anti-inflammatory support comes in. Inflammation is like static noise. It blocks the signals your muscles need to grow. So every meal should bring in bright veggies, berries, omega-3 rich fish, nuts, and olive oil. Not only do these help reduce inflammation, but they also speed up recovery and improve the body's response to protein. And of course, none of this works without movement. You don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment. What you do need is a little consistency. Resistance training just 2 to 3 times a week. Even simple moves like bodyweight squats, wall push-ups, or resistance band pulls sends a clear message to your muscles. We still need you. So what can you do right now? Start small. Pick just one part of the protocol to put into practice today. Set reminders on your phone for every 3 to 4 hours and aim to hit 25 to 30 grams of protein at each interval. Give your muscles what they need, when they need it. That's the first domino. Now, let's talk about how to make this stick. Because here's the truth. The best plan is the one you'll actually follow. This isn't about a complete life overhaul. It's about small, doable upgrades that compound over time. Trade your morning toast for Greek yogurt with berries. Swap that bag of crackers in the afternoon for cottage cheese and some sliced peaches. Throw salmon into your dinner rotation twice a week instead of defaulting to pasta. Meal prep is your secret weapon. Take 1 day a week to batch cook some basics. Grill a few chicken breasts, boil up a dozen eggs, portion out containers of Greek yogurt with nuts or fruit. When everything's ready to go, sticking to your plan doesn't feel like work. It feels automatic. And don't skip meals. The research shows that seniors who maintain muscle mass eat consistently and don't wait until they're starving. That often leads to low-protein snacks or skipping out on what your body really needs. Because here's the beautiful part. The transformation is closer than you think. Give your body the right fuel, the right training, and the right rhythm, and it starts to respond fast. Muscle strength improves, balance returns, energy comes back, and with it, confidence. So you're doing the work, eating the protein, getting in your resistance training, paying attention to your timing, and then the question hits. How long until I actually see something happen? The answer? Sooner than you think. Within just 2 to 4 weeks, the science shows that your muscles start responding. You probably won't see anything in the mirror just yet, but deep down, on a cellular level, the rebuilding has already kicked off. That's the moment your body shifts from breaking down to building up. Stick with it, and by week 6 to 8, things start getting interesting. Most people begin noticing that daily tasks feel easier. Standing up, climbing stairs, carrying groceries. Stuff that used to feel like a mini workout suddenly doesn't. That's not just strength, it's function coming back. And by week 12, the changes aren't just internal anymore, they're visible. Muscle mass increases, strength improves, clothes start fitting better. People around you may start commenting on your energy or posture. And you'll feel the difference every time you move. What's even more encouraging? The progress doesn't stop there. Long-term studies show that over 6 to 12 months, seniors following this protocol keep gaining strength and muscle, in some cases reaching levels on par with people 10 to 15 years younger. That's not theory. That's documented transformation. So here's your move. Commit to 12 weeks, mark the calendar. Take your baseline today, time yourself. Standing up from a chair 5 times, count how many wall push-ups you can do, write down your weight, then retest every 4 weeks. Watch the progress unfold in real time. Now, why does all of this work so well? Because it doesn't just patch over symptoms. This approach goes after the root causes of age-related muscle loss, and it does it with precision. Protein, especially leucine-rich protein, activates your body's mTOR pathway, which is like flipping the master switch for muscle growth. As we age, that switch gets a little rusty, so it takes more protein and more of the right kind to get the job done. Creatine steps in as the energy supplier. It fuels your muscles during activity and helps support the environment where growth happens. But your creatine levels naturally dip with age, so topping them up with the right foods or a simple supplement gives your muscles the fuel they've been quietly craving. Then there's the inflammation angle. Chronic low-grade inflammation, aka inflammaging, is one of the biggest hidden saboteurs. It blocks protein from doing its job and slows the function of the very cells responsible for muscle repair. But an anti-inflammatory diet, rich in omega-3s, colorful veggies, and healthy fats, helps clear that roadblock so your body can actually respond. And finally, resistance training delivers the stimulus. It's the signal that tells your muscles, we need you, don't shrink. Without that signal, even the best diet in the world won't reverse the loss. It'll just slow it down. So when progress feels slow, remember this. Every protein-packed meal is telling your body to grow. Every time you lift, push, or squat, you're sending a message your muscles hear loud and clear. Every anti-inflammatory choice is creating the environment where strength returns and energy flows. This isn't about quick fixes. It's about building a future where you stay strong, independent, and in control, because your muscles didn't give up. You didn't let them. So here we are. After everything we've covered, there's one truth that stands above the rest. This isn't about aging quietly. It's about taking control. Because what you do today has the power to rewrite what aging looks like for you. You've got the blueprint: adequate protein, timed right, creatine-rich foods, anti-inflammatory meals, and just a few resistance workouts a week. It's not flashy, it's not extreme, but it works. And now it's your turn. You can wait and let muscle loss chip away at your strength, your balance, your freedom. Or you can act and start rebuilding, step by step, meal by meal, rep by rep. The science backs you, the strategy supports you, and your future self is ready and waiting. So do this now. Pick one protein-rich food, one creatine source, and get it into your next meal. Set a timer. You'll need your next protein dose in 3 to 4 hours. Book that first resistance training session, even if it's just 15 minutes at home. And don't forget to subscribe for more science-backed health strategies you can actually use. Share this video with a friend or family member who needs a boost. your support could change their life too. Stay strong, stay smart, and we'll see you in the next one.